Good morning, guys. I'm WUSA, Season 2, Episode 186. Last night, when I got home after my meeting, it was about 10 p.m., and I was starting to feel awful. I felt like I may have had a temperature. I was achy. I was tired. So I took some zinc and went to sleep. Woke up this morning and still feeling bad. Took some more zinc and got myself ready, took a shower, got ready to go, and started rethinking my trip for today. The plan was to go to a certain area, but the spacing of the casinos compared to the spacing of my meetings would have clashed tremendously, to the point where when I had no meeting, I'd be driving, and when I would stop, when I would arrive at my destinations, my meetings would start. So I decided to go to a whole different area today than I normally would on a Thursday. And in fact, once I looked at that route, that one wasn't great either. But I figured out if I did that route backwards, it would work. So I am starting with normally my last casino on a Friday, and I'm going backward to my first casino on a Friday, even though today is Thursday. And by doing that, I allow myself to have the most time in the casinos. So, briefly, I am driving right now. I'm going to get to my first casino. I'll have 25 minutes in there. Then I'll have a meeting in the car. And by the time that meeting is over, I'll be 15 minutes away from my next casino. I will go in there. I'll have a half hour in there. And then I'll have a 1 hour drive and 2 hours in meetings. The good thing is the first meeting requires me just to sit there, so no problem there. And by the time I arrive at that casino to play blackjack, my last meeting would have started, which needs a lot of participation from me, so I can do that in the parking lot. So by doing this, I only lose 1 hour out of my day, and I'm able to hit all the casinos I normally would on a Friday on Thursday. Tomorrow being Friday, I'm either going to take the opposite approach and take the route I would have gone to today, or a new area that I don't go to very often. I may do that. That would provide one casino of blackjack and 3 casinos of slot machines. So with all that out there, I am on my way. Not feeling great, but we'll see how things go over the next couple hours of driving, and I'll let you know how things happen. Alright guys, I am back. I went into that first spot and I saw something I liked and something I hated at the same time. When I walked in and walked out into the main area, I saw a guy that I knew, which is usually bad news, because this guy knows most of the games. He may not know the exact entry points, but he knows which games to play. So oftentimes he will overdo it and play things that are too early. But he was playing a new game, and he had some girl, I don't know who she was, sitting next to him, and he was playing this game. And he knew that it was in the positive position, but he didn't understand why. But this game will bring a lot of opportunity to this casino, which is normally a dead casino for me, and I only stop by if I'm driving by anyway. So due to him being there already before me, and the casino that we're at is already not very good, I ended up making $6. So no big deal. It was 1 mile off the beaten path and then 1 mile back, and I am heading off to the next spot. And it is 3 minutes till my first meeting, so I'll be doing the meeting in the car, and by the time I get to my next spot, the meeting will be over, and I'll have about 40 or 35 minutes before the next meeting. So I'll be able to go into that spot, play for a little while, and then do 2 meetings in the car on the way to my real target for today. So letting it go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I went into the next casino and just looked around. Didn't really see too much stuff going on. Someone had obviously been there already. Checked every little detail on every machine because I had enough time to do so, because my meeting wasn't for a little while. I only ended up playing one machine, and I ended up ahead $33 on that. At that point, I started my meeting in that parking lot and started driving to the next casino. I got to the next casino, and I was still in the first meeting, and I still had about 20 minutes to go in that meeting. We finally wrapped it up, and I was assigned some huge task, which I don't fully understand, which I'm going to have to research and figure out. But I was basically given a week to do so. So I would love to be able to pick someone's brain on Monday on this, and then work all night on it Monday night, and just knock the whole thing out and look like a superstar. They thought that this thing should take weeks to do, and well, we'll see what I can do. I think I can do it a lot faster than that. And the way that I function too is I don't mind making a mistake or two. It's easier to make a mistake or two and then adjust it a little bit than just give up on the whole thing. So I'll do everything that I can, and then we can tweak it from there. So at that point, they canceled the second meeting because it was assigning me some other stuff, and they said, okay, we'll just let you do this for a while, and then we'll check on you at the end of next week, which is great. I don't know if I have any meetings tomorrow. I doubt it. I may, but I doubt it. Anyway, I went into this casino and played some blackjack, and actually I have one meeting, short meeting tomorrow, but when I went into the blackjack area, there was a $50 table, a reserved $100 table, and then there was another table that was a $100 table. Actually, the reserved was $200, and then there was another table which was a $100 table, and a guy was playing $1,000 chips on it. Sound familiar from yesterday? Well, I thought it was the same guy, only I'm 5 or 6 hours away from the place that I was yesterday. And I looked closely, it wasn't that guy. It looked similar, but not quite that guy. And he's betting 2, 3, 4,000 per hand. And it's no mid-shoe entry. I don't really care, because I'll sit with him. I don't care. I'm not going to be spreading 1 to 20, so I'm not scared of any kind of heat at that point. So anyway, he goes through the whole shoe, finishes the shoe. I go to sit down. He goes, oh no, it's reserved. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? All the tables are reserved? I want to play something. You're going to let me play or not? And it turned out that the other table was reserved for him. He was having bad luck there, so he went over to this table. So he locked up that table, locked up this table. So I had them take down the reserved sign from the other table, and they lowered the limit from 200 to 100. And I asked them if they could make it 50, and they made it 50. So then I was spreading from 50 to 300 on a $50 table, and I've never had so much aggravation with this pit before. These are people that I don't normally see because I'm not usually in this city on these dates. And normally on a Thursday, I'd be far from here, and the people who I would see tomorrow are basically my friends, and we joke around, and I get zero heat, no problems at all. So the pit boss, I buy in for 500. The pit boss asked me for a card. I said I don't use it anymore, and he wasn't very happy about that. He was a little grumpy. Then he walked away. I said something to the dealer about, man, he's a little grumpy. And which I can understand, because the guy on the other table was, from the time I walked in to the time I sat down at this table, was up probably $40,000. So I start playing, and I start doing well, and then I lose my whole 500, and I buy in for another 500, and now I'm starting to get better counts. Eventually, I don't know which shoe it was, but I was starting to get better counts, and I start raising my bet. True 2, true 3, true 4, true 5. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I'm betting my max bet out there, and I win the first couple. So now I go from being down 600 or 800 to being up like 800, 900, somewhere in there. And then I start like losing every hand, and like losing it with a 20, 2 10s against an ace 10. So now the counts are dropping, and I'm losing the hands. I'm putting the bets out, and I'm losing the hands. And by the end of the shoe, the count's neutral, and instead of being up 800 or 900, now I'm down 400 again. The shoe after that, we started just before someone else walks up to the table and wants to sit down, but it's no mid-shoe entry. So I play that shoe all the way through, and at the end of that shoe, I end up ahead 850. At that point, there's 2 people waiting to sit down, so I decide to take a walk. The dealer had given me a $500 chip as part of a big hand that I had. It was like a $300 double down or something. He gave me a $500 chip, and I put it in my palm and just, didn't display it to anyone. And when I left the table, I left with what looked like $13.50, but the dealer says to the dealer, oh, he's got another 500, so whatever. It's hard to hide $500 chips anyway, but I was hoping, since he was the brake runner, he'd be gone by the time I left, and they wouldn't know which one of us had it, But anyway, ended up ahead 850, didn't play any slots. I no longer have any comps at this place anymore. I did have some free money available on my card, but you cannot use it for free play. You can't use it to play slots. So I loaded up on some candy, some barbecue seasoning, and things like that, stuff that I can use. I got a soda, and I'm on my way. So the plan from here is I'm going to hit one tiny little place, don't expect to do much there, and then in about 40 minutes I'm supposed to meet an AP friend at a restaurant and just catch up on things and all that kind of stuff, and then from there I'll decide what to do. So so far so good, plus 850 there, and moving on to the next spot. Oh, just as a quick update, the guy that was playing the big chips, he had made almost 60,000 at his high point, from the point that I walked in to his high point, and by the time I left, he was down to about $3,000. So, we look at these people and we're like, man, how did that drunk guy make $4,000? And then we remember very quickly that these are losing players, and the casino loves these people, and that's why they get the reserve table, they get the special treatment, because the casino is expecting them to lose. And in the long run, they always do. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Before I give you results of this place, I'm reminded of something that happened at the last place. So I'm playing blackjack, and the count is just under where it needs to be to take insurance. So I've got a 20, and the dealer has an ace up, and he opens and closes the insurance real quick. I'm reaching. Okay, so I'm acting, and I'm saying, should I go for this? Should I go for it? And I pick up $100, and I had $200 out, and I had the 100 in my hand, and pretending to move it toward the table as if I'm going to do it, which I wasn't going to do it. And he flips over the blackjack, and I said, like that. And he calls the pit over, and he explained what happened. I opened it and I closed it, and he didn't do it. I'm like, I had it in my hand. I was moving it toward it. I'm taking a shot, right? Because I wasn't going to take it. So she was, I don't know what was up her, but she's like, just push it for him. I don't care. So everybody was pretty grumpy over there. I don't know if it was because that guy was winning so much at the time or what the deal was, but they were pretty grumpy over there. Anyway, I moved on to the next place, went into this place. This is a tiny, tiny place. You hardly ever find plays here. I walked up to the main machine that I check, which is off in a corner, and most people overlook it. I go over there, and there's a play on it at like $2.25. 1 or 2 pushes, and I hit that, and then I go around to the other side, and there's another machine like it, and it's ready to go too. I actually end up hitting that one on 2 different levels. Same price, but two different jackpots. And still, it didn't pay that well. Only paid me about $40 profit. And then walked around, found another machine that paid terribly. And a lot of these small-time places that don't have tables and stuff do pay a smaller percentage, so be careful. Know your casinos. And then finally, one more play, and I hit that one almost right away, and I ended up leaving plus 127. So plus 127 on slots at that place. And right now, I'm supposed to be meeting my friend here soon. If I leave right now, I'll get there about 5 minutes early, which will be perfect. Have some lunch, relax, and then figure out where to go from there. So for now, letting you go, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I met with my friend who's an AP, and we had a nice lunch and talked for a while. It was nice to see him. And yeah, moving on right now to the next spot, which is a slots-only casino. I don't expect much at this time of day. And then we're going to be going to another place after that and see what we can do over there. Traffic is pretty bad right now already. It's still early and traffic is pretty bad. So right now I am actually doing 0 miles an hour on the highway. So I'm not sure if there's an accident or something, but hopefully get out of this real soon, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. Was in and out of there in a few minutes. Too many people in there. No chance to make any money. I found one machine, played that through, and made $20. And just heading on to the next place, which I don't think is going to yield much either, but I'm going to give it a try. They did bring in some new machines, and we're going to take a look and see if we can find something on there that other people don't know about. So I'm letting you go for now, plus $20, and I will be back. Okay, guys, I am back. Not really much to tell. When I pulled into the parking lot was completely packed. I couldn't get into the VIP parking lot. I couldn't get into the regular parking lot. I had to park way out there and walk to the casino. I did that, and then I saw everyone and their mother checking machines, and I knew I was up against it. So I did play a few machines, had some ups and downs, ended the session down $46. Now, slots have been really good to me this year, but lately there's been so many people checking them. I don't know if I should move to like a night shift and do it at night, or just focus on blackjack. I'm leaning more toward playing blackjack more and just doing what I'm doing right now, checking the machines on my way in and out. I am also thinking maybe tonight or early tomorrow morning, like just after midnight, leaving home and driving to a new area. I'm really thinking about doing that. I'm not going to be back in town till about 8 o'clock as it is. Maybe I could just have some dinner, change clothes, and head out for another day. We'll see how I feel. Right now, I'm going to go get some more gas for the car. Unfortunately, driving a regular car, I have to fill up every single day, so I'm going to go do that right now, and we will figure it out from there. So for now, letting you go, and I'll be back. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you have any questions or comments, it's mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.